You're listening to the True North Success Podcast. Real stories of personal, professional, and financial wins from Alberta's best. With your hosts, Gary Ma and Amy Kim.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Today, my special guest is Deepak Khera. Deepak is a registered pharmacy technician at Shoppers Drug Mart, Central Pharmacy Services. Deepak brings over 4 years of Canadian experience and expertise in pharmacy automation systems. With a diverse background in long-term care, community, and virtual pharmacy settings, he is dedicated to delivering safe, efficient, and patient-focused pharmaceutical care. It's a real pleasure to have Deepak on the show today. Welcome, Deepak.
Thank you. Same here.
Awesome. So, Deepak, I gave a brief overview of what you do and your success. Can you fit in the detail of what you do?
So my experience is on a broader range. Is the Canadian experience is about now 7 years. That includes pharmacy assistant and working as a pharmacy tech that is regulated. And previously, I was a pharmacist back home, so that is 13 years as well. So I have been in the pharmacy background for almost 2 decades now, and in Canada, I have leveraged the experience of learning automation, robotic dispensing. I've been involved in working with addiction focused pharmacies, the community pharmacies. I was also a part of TELUS Health for 1.1 years. They tried to open a virtual pharmacy that they could not. And right now, I've been with Shoppers for 3.1 years. We have worked with a lot of robotic systems. And since 2021, since I came to Calgary, I am also a pharmacy assistant instructor. I have been involved with almost all the colleges in Calgary, almost all of them, preparing students for future pharmacy assistants. And I've also developed curriculum programs for colleges, and also working on latest program, which is kind of out but not completely, which is more focused on training just by a regulated pharmacy tech rather than anything else, because people out there need people. Pharmacists look for people who are specifically trained in a way that they are employer ready and job ready, just not academically ready. So that has been my experience so far.
Okay. So so you did a lot of different things in different industries as well. So with your experience across multiple pharmacy settings and advanced automation systems, how has that technology shaped your approach to delivering, accurate and efficient patient care?
So, on a broader perspective, Alberta College of Pharmacy is a bit different on on how it operates in comparison to other landscapes of Canada. So, when you're talking about a regulatory environment, remember that I always tell my students as well, it's kind of divided into 7 countries. So, all jurisdictions work in different ways, and Alberta comes to be more specific when it comes to patient assessment. So you will notice some of the people who understand pharmacy, they will notice that in a lot of other jurisdictions, online pharmacies are happening, but not in Alberta, if you have noticed. So that is one thing to see how robotic system is improving. So robotic system right now is behind the scenes. So it's improving the workflow, it's improving efficiency of people who are working, and it is improving how the medications are filled, and the focus is on reducing errors. But the question is, if we are talking about robotic system filling, errors happen. Yes, they do, because machines are still operated by humans. So we need to understand, do robotic systems, they're going to they are indirectly influencing the jobs? Not at all. So it's not something AI is different. Robotic system is basically increasing the efficiency. So let's hypothetically examine, if somebody is counting a pill, you might take how much? Like if you're counting 100 pills on a tray, it might take you like 30 seconds, 40 seconds, or 1 minute. but a robotic system can probably do it in 10 seconds. So that's the different. So in those 60 seconds, the robotic system can fill 6 vials of meds as compared to what happens. So there's a lot of transition going on. Pharmacies, local pharmacies are having one of the each robot there. It increases efficiency, all especially helps you to reduce errors. There's no doubt about it, but there's always potential for one. That is where we are there, the regulated people, the pharmacists, and us doing those final checks before the medication is being handed over to the patient, making sure that the patient care is at the topmost, which is the Alberta College of Pharmacy's like main. It's all across the Canada. It's not only ACP. It's about patient care. So yes, automation is defining the way pharmacies work, but again, this is something human touch has to be here. Do you want to talk to a robot when you pick up your medication? 99% of the people will say no. We want to
Mm-hmm.
talk to a human. So I don't see that coming. But yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
machineries are increasing the workload, reducing the burden on the people who are working.
Mm-hmm. So then the robotic systems doesn't necessarily remove all the humans, but it will still have that. Uh, oh my God. Sorry about this. I guess there's some emergency alert in
Yeah,
Alberta.
I got it.
So yeah, now I put on the mute so it shouldn't interrupt us. So sorry about that. So going back to the question, so the robotics doesn't necessarily remove all the humans and all the professionals. It's just going to be more help and assist to do more things, right? That doesn't need a like a reputation, like
Yes,
something that is requires reputations.
yes,
And also, I think it would reduce some errors. Do you think
yes. So
a human can do?
I do a lot of operations and workflow efficiency across wherever I go to work.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it increases your workflow efficiency and improves your operational workflow. So when we talk about these two things are separate. So operational efficiency means I gave you an example already, able to
Mm-hmm.
count more, dispense more. So if you have a high customer base, you are wasting a lot of time on counting where assistant can fill prescriptions, right? So machine is counting and the regulated members are checking the product and clinical verification. And on the other hand, when we talk about the workflow efficiency, it increases. So just imagine you have two assistants working with you. One is just filling medication, one is kind of doing data entry and then pickups as well. So then the roles are more defined because the counting goes down. Anything which is in the robot is going to go be counted accurately, first of all. We can make mistakes, 100 tablets, right? It can be 102, but machines are calibrated every month or 3 months by the companies just to make sure they're counting correctly. That is the responsibility of the person who is in charge generally on. So the workflow efficiency then increases, thereby uh, people can do the drop offs and pickups, focus on that. Then people are not in the waiting line. So what happens at the end of it is, which now some pharmacies miss to do it, seeing it as an expense, it increases the value of customer. They are not waiting anymore. So what happens? If you find my service is good, you will recommend it to others. But just see on the opposite side, if you come to me, you had to wait for 45 minutes to an hour. I'm okay for you as a business because I know you have trust and we have got your profile information and history, but there are only 10% chances from a customer point of view that you're going to recommend me to the others. So some pharmacies who have a very good prescription count, they still run away thinking that it's an expense. Yes, the machines are expensive. Some are $200,000. Some are even $300,000. So every business thinks about breaking it even. But if prescription count is there, that then they see how the difference comes. This is only time when this, and it's not about vial. They are automated machines who prepare blister packs for the patient. So that we call them compliance packs, in which the
Mm-hmm.
medications is divided into different columns, parts with days and weeks, so they can manage their medications. So yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So, where are we with these robotic systems? Like, how much we actually get into this system in Alberta or across Canada. I know you are leading this the systemized and automations, and you're training, the college students as they get ready for this. But where are we? Can you
We
tell
are
us
at,
more
I
about
think
this?
we are at the top of it. Like the machines are basically being updated every 2 years. The companies, it has been existing for ages. So first of all, it was specific to hospitals. So if long-term care homes, there was a very popular machine. It's still popular called Pacman. People, the patients get their medications in unit dose pouches. So that was the only automation I was in 2018 working on it that people heard of. Mostly medication being packed by a robot in a pouch, which is separated by the time, days, the medication lot number, expiry, everything is documented. It's easy for the nurses in the long term care to read the time, name, and then give it to the patient, right? It makes life easy. And then as I moved on, so I came in 2018. It's not been long. So since then, I think 2021 and 2022, I was in Telus. Then I first saw Script Pro. No, in 2018, I saw Script Pro as well. That is a machine I saw in Safeway in Winnipeg that used to fill vials medication. So I've been watching this since 2018. Since now I've seen more updated machines. There are new versions of vial medications called Parata Max 2, and then there is a count assist. It also counts pills. Then there's a blister pack machine called VBM. I've seen that. Then there is also SynMed. So it's been existing. Yes, the question should be now more local pharmacies are getting into it. So that is now becoming much more popular. Any pharmacy which does, let's say, on an average 200 prescriptions a day, which is a lot. Like when we are calling 200 prescription count in a 12-hour, 16-hour window, right? It's not a 24-hour. So 16-hour, let's say 8 to 4 or 8 to 8 pharmacies. It's a lot. It's a lot of medication filling, a lot of things. So these kind of pharmacies are really transitioning themselves to either getting into a what do you call a blister pack machine or either getting into a vial. So all in all, to be able to, cater more walk-ins, because
Hmm.
sometimes if there is too much of wait, people just go to other places.
Yeah.
So
Well, I was
Alberta is up there.
wondering. Sorry, you go ahead.
Yeah, Alberta is up there. Like Canada is up there. The automation is getting very, very popular, and people will also find across the globe, across Canada, that people are looking for more specialized operational people in automation technology and stuff so that they can just improve their workflow. It's about all reducing cost.
Right, right. So I was wondering when I was listening to you that like as a client, as an end user, when we walk into the pharmacy, do you see like because we wanted to try that the pharmacy with that robotic systems in place, but what is the percentage? Would you say like high ballpark? Like what is the percentage of those small pharmacies and then the neighbor pharmacies that would have that kind of system as of today? Do you have some any idea?
And so I gave you an example, like any business, anybody who buys something for a business, they will only make that decision if it gives them the revenue, right? It gives them the cost breakdown. I would just say that not everybody should go and buy it. It might not be worth it, to be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
right? Let's say if I own a pharmacy and I do 60 RXs a day, like I should be okay with an assistant and myself or a technician, three people managing overall the day, it should be good. But when we talk about 150 to 200 RXs per day, that is on a higher end, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that that is totally up to how what is the vision of the owner. It all depends
That's right.
how he or she who owns the pharmacy visualize where they see themselves in the next 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
right? Let's say if my thinking is a bit on a conservative side where I'm happy, I'm making enough, and I'm not in a position to expand, then the if the expansion word does not exist in the dictionary, then you will not see those people being attracted towards these kind of systems because they see it as an expense, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it is an expense. It's like $200,000 for a machine. A bank will give you money for sure, but you have to justify you
Mm-hmm.
have enough prescription counts to fill. And even the company gives you the breakdown. Let's say, as a pharmacy, if I approach one of the biggest pharmacy who does that in Canada is McKesson, right? So if I go
Mm-hmm.
to McKesson, they will give me a breakdown whether I need it or not. Because for smaller pharmacies, they have got smaller automation as well. That will make more sense. So same for
Right.
Atamax in our company is bigger in size. But let's say if I own a small pharmacy, they have got a smaller size as well, which will cost less. But again, it's about what is the vision, right? Do people want it? Yes. But again, can and everybody should get it? No. Can does everybody want to afford it? The answer is no. If somebody is making money, they're happy to do it. They are okay until unless their business is not hurt. But to be honest, the way the bigger corporation is going right now is they are building those central pharmacy services where they are taking that burden out of a community pharmacy towards these pharmacy to be able
Mm-hmm.
to focus more on clinical services. So let's say you come to me for pharmacy services. I'm busy. My pharmacist has to prescribe you medication. They are not getting time. You go to another corporate owned, they are fully efficient. They are filling less medications because their medications are filled in a different place and they're getting it here. So they might have more time or they might have more staff, which is available to you. So this is where the big corporations are now also, I heard of them talking into catering these local owners. So the plan is for these ones, these companies are planning because they have invested a lot, right? They're still, most of the people are in negative running mode. So they want to get into that profit mode, right? So to get more profit, you need to get more work, right? So
Yeah.
they're also working behind the scenes. Let's say if we go to a privately owned pharmacy and say, hey, you are able to use my service, send us our prescriptions, we'll fill in, get it delivered to you. That is much how much it's going to cost you. So if that works for them, they will come back. If no, it's not going to help. But yeah, any big companies like you see Costco, Neighborly, Shoppers, I don't know about Rexel to be honest, but these three I'm pretty sure they
Mm-hmm.
run their central fills on a huge kind of capacity. Sobeys has their central fill as well.
Mm-hmm.
So again, the landscape changes, right? Things changes. 2 years back, Alberta was able to ship to Saskatchewan, but in April of 2024, I guess, Alberta College of Pharmacy changed the standards. So there are only some exceptions when an Alberta pharmacy can cater somebody out of the province. So that is gone. So either companies spend more money. Again, it's not possible, right? To spend millions of dollars on every province. It might not justify their expense. So it is at this stage. It's expanding. It's really expanding. That is one part which is called the back end of the pharmacy because if your back end is strong, then your front end becomes strong.
Yeah, that
So
makes sense. As an investor myself, I'm an investor in a developer in real estate realm, and we always think how much invest we put it in, but also what is the returns. So you have to compare, you know, what are
right,
we getting based on what we are
yeah,
investing, right? And then it has to be economically make sense. So
yeah,
what you're explaining to me makes sense. So I'm always interested in learning about story behind, and you're
yeah.
not just doing one thing. You are looking into automation, but also you're teaching students as well. And so you have so many different things you're doing right now. So could you share like how you get into studying in this field, and was there any some defining moments that help shape the path that you're on today?
Okay, so I'm still on the path. I would make it clear. It's just the beginning, I always say, right? I'm still
Yeah.
navigating what I do, just like you. I'm also learning to become a realtor as well. Why?
Oh.
Just to be able to invest for myself, right? I don't trust people around me. That's the first reason. So you would say, how am I doing this? It's on very slow basis. I've finished 30% of it, but that's it, right? This is I've been doing since the age of 20 back home. I opened my own pharmacy on my own. So that was the first thing I did. My first job I did in Canada, which most of the people rejected me, which people know me that I will not be able to do a job because I was always an entrepreneur running my own things, but I proved them wrong. Uh, but yes, let's say if that is something in back of mind, yes, I would love to have something of my own. But on the other side as well, I am really looking forward to able to lead people, you know, to guide them through these things, how the operational efficiency comes, and things happen. How I do a lot of stuff. To be honest, I teach, I work jobs, I work on Saturdays in a community pharmacy just to make sure that I am up to date with the rules and regulations because community pharmacy is the foundation of our jobs, right? So I do that. I sometimes pick shifts and I come get from somewhere if I have time. So when you said that in the beginning we were talking about time, right? Like, do you need time? Like, to be honest, like, do you need time? Uh, I just feel that the more you work, the more you get better. Uh, I do get some time, right? You have to get some time for your family and stuff. That is important. But it's just like when I'm not doing anything, I'm working. So I'm working on
Yeah.
something, right? So right now we are built. I would not be able to say right now what I'm doing, but I'm working on two different projects. One of the project is already up and running. It's about the courses as well. Um, Once I come I'm able to show up, it will come up and people would know anyhow. Again, going through those regulatory approvals is hard in Alberta, so I'm trying to get that things done. I'm working on my PMP certifications. So I pause one thing and start one thing and then finish one thing and then a pause. So it's about the path is still, I think, gradually going forward, looking again. For me, it's about not making a lot of money. It's about managing my own time. That's it. I love what I do, not necessarily wear what I do, but I love what I do in terms of pharmacy. But yeah, uh, I keep on talking to people. People reach out to me. We have discussions. It's about what you get and what is path forward. So just like you're an investor on the back end, and then you're doing this, right? So uh, probably something like that going forward.
Awesome. So, what would you say that what is the biggest challenge you had to overcome in your career? It can be while you're training students, or helping or working on the community pharmacy, or implementing and introducing those automation. What would you say the biggest challenge you had to overcome?
Okay, those were I will not term those as challenges. So just like a student, when they go into a class, they have to pass an exam and go higher. They need to get good grades. So that is not a challenge. That is something. If you want to go up, you have to cross that hurdle. So challenges will always come, but how do you see as an individual? That varies how you see. You just say for an Hindu side, you see real estate as an investment because you are investing in it. Another person, it's not an asset because they are living in it. Does that make sense? So the thing changes from how you see. The challenges are different where I work. There have been different challenges with managers. There have been, I've worked at 10 to 14 different places in my 7 years of span in Canada. I've worked with almost all companies, Safeway, Excel, Shoppers Medisystem, long-term care, CareRx long-term care, privately owned pharmacy. I'm also working part-time with one of the oldest pharmacies in Calgary, that is Lou's Drug Mart. I've been working with shoppers. So it's like the challenge is not the work you do. Sometimes it's challenges you're working with people that sometimes comes. But again, the best way to do is just ignore and do what you're doing at best. That's it. I think you anybody in the life will not get what they want. Life does not go that way. So you buy five houses and just ahead of you, you might have missed the deal and you always think, we could have got that one. But it was not meant for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same with
Mm-hmm.
me, same with everyone. It's like you will never get what you want, but you might have to change what you get. So
Mm-hmm.
work on it. Um, Life is a challenge. There's not been one, there have been thousands of challenges. When you come to Canada, you are from a regulated environment, you have to study again, get those licenses, pass those exams. Everybody say that is a challenge, but I say that is a process, right?
And then
If you
opportunity to grow more.
Yes, right. So you need to go through that process. If you are able to do that, some people are not, then you don't have to get disheartened. I think this is where the next process starts. Find what is going to make you better at
Mm-hmm.
what you're going to do, not in terms of what you do. Plus, money matters too, right? You just cannot
Mm-hmm.
live in Canada without making enough. So
Yeah.
I think everything is a challenge. Most people will always come to you and say, especially as an immigrant, oh, one of the biggest challenge was I migrated and blah, blah. I took that decision. So challenge started when I filed the permanent residency exam or the papers, right? That is done. I accepted it. I just cannot crip about it or cry about it, right?
Yeah. I
So the
love
next
that.
challenge, yeah. So the next challenge is it's about showing people that you are capable of doing it, right? It's you will get people, especially the ones you know personally, they will always tell you you can't do it, you can't do it. So I think those are the ones you need to answer them. The best
Mm-hmm.
people I've worked with, I'll be honest, the Canadians, the born Canadians, they are amazing. Have had great experiences. They will also value your skills. They value what you bring to the table. And again, the thing changes, right? If you're working with a person like this, your challenges go down. On the contrary, if you're working with a person who is insecure themselves, herself, or himself, then your life becomes a challenge. But again, what to do? Just keep quiet, do your job, let them answer.
Mm-hmm.
So challenges like every day is a challenge. For you, starting a podcast was challenge, right? You have to start it again, pause it again. So it's a process. I think you have to go through it.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, the challenge is a part of process. So
Yeah,
we can't expect that everything going to be pink and beautiful and easy. There's
yeah,
always ups and downs, and that is
yeah,
part of process. So
yeah,
when we have people like around us that challenge, they take challenges as obstacles and the reasons to stop, or we have choice to make that we can have with the people around the people that they see the challenge as just the process, part of the process, and just keep moving on, right? And
yeah.
I agree with you that we cannot please everybody because not everybody understand where we're going to do and what we're going to do and where we're heading to. So sometimes it can be very lonely, right? We just gotta keep moving and moving, and
It is healthy.
eventually people
It is
around
healthy.
us, especially the family,
Most of the
I
people
totally
don't
agree with
understand.
you.
Yeah, most of the
That
people don't understand.
eventually.
When you come from different part of the country, Canada has its own pace. It
Mm-hmm.
moves a bit slow, so you need to adjust. Sometimes we try to go fast,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a hurdle. You're missing a document. You're missing a signature. It comes back to you. You're going through the whole process. But again, what happens? It's not in our hand, right? So I can
Yeah.
only worry what is in my hand. So people, I used to miss that when I came new here. I went through a pathway where there was a lot of documentation and stuff. I had to do a lot of signatures, a lot of documents were being. I was in Manitoba. I was doing my program to the last year of pathway. They announced it's the last time, last exam, passed it, two more chances, passed it. Then College of Pharmacy tells me, you have got 3 months, you have to do an IELTS again, you have got 1 month. I kept on doing it. I kept on doing it. So I lost a lot of money. For example, I booked my IELTS, and when I booked my IELTS, I saw if I did not clear it first time, the next date, the result would come after the end day, the deadline. So I had to reschedule in 5 minutes and pay extra $100 in 5 minutes just to reschedule my test 3 days before. So again, what we can do, only what we can do. So a lot of the
Yeah.
newcomers, when they come here, they carry a lot of expectation. I think this is where they tend to fail themselves, I would say. If you are not expecting much, Canada moves slow. It's going to take time. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
struggles. There is only 1% of population comes with a tons of money and they buy a house, buy a business, they will still be not happy. You know why? Because they don't understand the system, how to run it here. They will still have problems, I can bet you. But the rest of 99%, if they come, you need to understand the weather, you need to understand the culture, you need to understand the people, and you need to understand yourself where you are. Do you match the skills they need? Or rather than, I've seen a lot of complaints going around that the international skills are not kind of justified here. Again, in a regulated environment, no country can do that. For
Mm-hmm.
example, I come from India, it operates on a different scale, and this operates on a different scale. So for me, when I talk to people and I tell them, like, you have to go through this, it's important because the way we deal, it's absolutely different how they deal. So, yes, everybody can argue, can they scrutinize the test a bit more easy way? Yes, I think they can do that for sure. But that's how it is. It moves slow. I told you in the beginning. So the Canada moves a bit slow. People need to adjust if they come here.
100%. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. So as we wrap up, so what advice would you give to, I think you already give us, right, as a wrap it
Yeah,
up, like the advice you wanted to
yeah,
give to aspiring
yeah.
pharmacy technicians or internationally trained professionals entering the Canada healthcare system. I think you already mentioned, but can you maybe make a one or two sentences to just sum up, if that's okay with you?
So for the international professionals, it depends from which field you are. So if you're from a regulated field, the first thing, go online. People do answer emails. It's not like they will answer phone calls. Research what is needed. Do not leave your current field of study. Try to get into it. It will take time. You should only make change when every door is closed at you. Let's say you're not eligible to do something in Canada in the current field, then I will move forward. Why? Because you have already invested enough time back home. What is the beautiful thing about Canada? They will not consider the experience when you come, but when you get into the same stream, which one of my uncle told me, your previous experience also is counted. So now people tell me I've got 20 years, which they bifurcate 7 years of Canada and 13 years back home. But when I came new, so that changes for everyone. So go to your respective bodies, regulatory bodies, email them, ask questions before you make decisions. Go through the process, go through the exams, and if you need any help, you can reach out to me, especially people who want to become a pharmacist or a technician. I can connect you with the pharmacist I know. I can help them. For the technicians, yeah, there are different streams again, different pathways in different jurisdictions. It depends where you live. Everything changes in Canada, in which part of the province you live.
Awesome. So if people would like to connect with you, how can they get a hold of you?
So they can email me. My email is my last name, khera691 at gmail.com. And my phone number, I can give that too. So they can reach out to me LinkedIn as well on my LinkedIn profile. So my email is again khera691 at gmail.com. And if they want to call me, they can also call me on my number. I can leave it to you. I don't know how it happens, but yeah, they can reach out to me LinkedIn all the time.
Yeah. So Deepak, so yeah, I think the people can look it up from the LinkedIn and your email. So thank you so much for your time today and sharing your great insights and inspiring story with us. So it was a pleasure to have you on the show today, Deepak. Is there anything else that would you like to just mention quickly
No,
before you go?
I think just keep going. That's it. Follow the process, everyone. That's it.
Love it, love it. Truly appreciate your time and the perspective you brought to the conversation, Deepak.
Same here. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Awesome.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Want to share your success story? Apply to be a guest at truenorthsuccessshow.com/guest. We'd love to hear from you.